Next on the call, we've got Mr. Alexander Straight of FFL Fire, and excited to have him on here, one of the top producers in our agency, one of the top agency managers in not only our agency, but the entire company. All around great leader, great trainer, and now a new live transfer specialist. So without further ado, Mr. Alexander Straight, how are you doing today, buddy?
Grady, I am stoked out of my mind for this. How are you doing?
I'm stoked out of my mind as well, man, to hear the successes that agents are having, to hear about agents who previously thought the only way that they could make money was to have to leave their home market and fly in a plane for 5 hours or drive for 10 hours. And those are great markets. We love in-home sales at FFL. We cut our teeth. The cement with rebar and it is laid on the ground of in-home sales. But for our new venture as a company to be adding on the virtual, tele-Zoom, and now live transfer components only takes our high quality and high pace at which we sell and gives it a whole nother, dumps Red Bull all over it. I mean, I don't even know what we're going to be able to do now as a company. So I know you've seen some insights, but I'd love for you to just share for a little bit of your experience and any insight you have into live transfers.
Absolutely. I mean, I do want to touch on what you just said because I think it's important for people to notice this should not replace the in-home entirely. I know FFL, we're making a huge push towards the virtual sales and we're appealing to different markets that maybe we haven't to in the past. So I don't want people to think that this is the only option. However, as a supplement, or if you have experience with telesales and you're watching this replay and you like what you've heard so far, as a supplement or as a way to do it if you have experience, it is an absolutely phenomenal option to increase your efficiency. I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about systems. I'm always trying to break down my time, my dollars. How can I get the best ROI of my time and dollars? And I think that live transfers is that next level. So to break down the math on this real quick, in terms of increasing your profitability, because that's a big thing. As FFL, you have to invest in leads if you're gonna have success here. The profitability and the math on live transfers, let's round up a little bit and let's say live transfers cost $65 a lead. They're usually 55 to 60, could even be less, but let's go on the high end just to make the math make sense. And let's say it costs you $65 a lead. As a brand new agent with no experience, you do a little bit of role playing with your manager, you get 10 live transfers, you could probably close 2 of them. As a more experienced agent, as you continue to get better at it over time, I think a good realistic number to shoot for is a 40% close rate or 4 out of 10. So it's one of those things where whether you're doing it full time or whether you're supplementing on dial day, supplementing when you got breaks in the field, you flip the switch on, a live transfer comes in. It's not hard to have 10, 15, 20 live transfers coming in a week. You're going to start making profit, pure profit, just in the advance, not even the back-end commission, not even counting your in-home sales. So as a supplemental tool to increase your profitability and increase your skills, I think it's a phenomenal resource.
Yes to all. That's fantastic. So let's talk about your experience with them, because I know you have been getting them. You've tried a few different vendors. You can check the website to get different vendors that are out there. But what's been your experience with it? I'd love to hear kind of your, or even backing up for a second, for some people that are brand new, what is a live transfer in total? Like, just kind of walk us through it, how it works, what an agent, if they're brand new, what they can expect if they're like, hey, I'm brand new, I've got some money, I'd love to try them and also run in the field. Like, give us a breakdown.
Absolutely. So live transfer is someone, in my experience, it's been someone who's usually seen an ad online where they're basically an ad to encourage them to get a quote for life insurance. And then they go ahead, they fill out a bunch of information, just like our internet leads here at Family First Life. You're getting their address, their height, their weight, medical conditions, name, phone number, email. You're getting a lot of information. And then it encourages them to call in to get their quote. And so when they call into the call center, the representative verifies all their information to make sure it's accurate. Then they ask the person, are you ready to be transferred to an agent to get your quote? So I think it's important to know the mindset of the people you're dealing with. Is they're being transferred for a quote. And you know, we can talk about the specific word tracks. We'll get into that in just a second, but you have to understand the mindset of these people. They are very high intent. They wouldn't be looking for a quote if there wasn't some level of seriousness about if it makes sense, they want to move forward. But they are also definitely in that shopping frame of mind, and you have to have that awareness when you get them on the phone in order to make sure you overcome that ahead of time. So do you want to get into word tracks, or do you have, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
open to how you want to
good.
control this.
No, that's good. But I would love, so say you, so let's start. So they call for a quote. Then what's that process? I've heard that there's like a period of time where you can screen the client for a second. And then how does that work? And how do you handle that? Like, let's just jump into that part.
Yeah. So when you flip the switch on in your back office, that means I'm ready for live transfers. Usually within 10 minutes, you'll get a call coming in. As soon as the call comes in, I usually have my computer up. And if it's a number for a live transfer, I'm assuming it's a live transfer. I'll refresh my screen on my computer. I'll keep clicking refresh while I answer the phone. And I answer the phone and the representative says, hello, this is Mary with XYZ company. I have John Smith on the other line. Let me know when you're ready. And as she's saying that, I'm refreshing my screen. Right there on my computer is John Smith and all his information. So I got 5-10 seconds to see, is he date of birth? Is he a little bit older or is he younger? What state is he in? Just to get prepared and gather myself, take a deep breath. All right, Miss Mary, I'm ready. If they transfer the call in, hey, John, this is your representative on the line. Have a great day. And it's just you and John talking life insurance.
That's crazy. I mean, this is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been awesome.
Okay. So so now, okay. So give me your open with John. So you're on with John.
So let's role play a little bit. So usually the way I answer the phone, hey, John, this is Alex. I'm here to help you get your life insurance set up today. How are you doing? So right away in my initial opening line, I'm making sure they know I'm here to help you get your life insurance set up today.
That's good.
So little word tracks, little things like that make a difference. But in general, and it doesn't go the same way every single time because the conversation is very dynamic, but the person asking questions is always in control. So if you've got John, I just want a quote. How much does this cost? Well, he's the one asking questions. So currently he's in control. So you got to take it back, right? So some of the questions I like to ask, hey, John, this is Alex. I'm here to help you get your life insurance up today. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. Awesome. Perfect. So I saw you're looking around for some life insurance. Is this your first time shopping for life insurance or have you done this before? I want to know if they've talked to other agents, if they've gotten quotes, if they had a policy in the past. Like the more information I can gather, the better. Okay, perfect. What happened to your other policy, or what other kind of quotes have you been getting? You know, what's got you prompted to shop around? Who are you trying to protect? Have you actually gone through with an application, or have you just been getting quotes? Like, and again, I don't ask every single question on every call, but I'm trying to attack it from all angles and get ahead of every objection before it comes up. Because the objections you get 5, 10, 15 minutes down the road, well, I was just looking for quotes today. I wasn't ready to move forward. Well, I've already talked to this other guy and his numbers were better, right? Stuff like that. So I want to know as much info as I can up front. And I'm just digging, trying to find out their experiences so far and what their expectations are. I've asked some people, so tell me exactly what the ad said, just to make sure that we're on the same page here. Oh, well, I saw an ad for $1 million for $10 a day. Oh, John. All right. So like you want to get ahead of this stuff. So that way you know exactly what the expectations are and you can set the expectations to be your way, not their way in the first 3 to 5 minutes. And so I know some people, they try really hard to qualify in the first 2 minutes. That way, if it's not a quality lead, they can try to get a refund on it. And if it's someone who sounds like they're just really mentally not there, then maybe I'll do that. But in my opinion, again, I'm just trying to go 4 for 10, right? I'm not trying to go 100%. And I know that some people, their expectations are going to be so unrealistic, and that's okay. It's a numbers game, just like our face-to-face sales as well. So I'm fact finding. I'm trying to figure out their quotes they've gotten, the experiences they've had. I'm asking questions like, who are you trying to leave money behind to? You know, do you have a spouse or do you have kids or both? You know, okay, well, and you said you've never done this before, right? Something else I like to ask is, do you know the difference between a quote versus qualifying? You know, I think that's very important to address up front because people think that they could just call in and get a quote, say, all right, I'll call you back or I'll think about it and then hang up. So I make sure to address up front. All right, do you know the difference between a quote versus qualifying? I think so, but kind of. Okay. So a quote is kind of like a bait and switch, Miss Mary, and I'm not a bait and switch kind of guy. A quote's like what you see on TV when you see $100,000 for $995 a month, and then you call in and then they end up saying, well, it's not actually $995, it's actually going to be $100 a month after you've given them a bunch of info. And Miss Mary, I'm not that kind of guy. In fact, they've got me working with over 20 different companies, but I work with the companies you have to qualify for. So the companies you have to qualify for, they're the A-rated companies and they have the most competitive rates. But in order to get you accurate information, I'm going to have to ask some personal information from you, which means I'm going to give you some of my personal information now so you know you're not dealing with a scam artist. And so do you have a pen and paper out? No, I don't. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper. I'm going to give you my personal name and my license number right now, because like I said, I'm going to have to ask some personal information of you in order to get you accurate numbers and get your application submitted today. I want you to have my information first. So just let me know when you're ready. And I give him my name, and I give him my national producer number or my license number, depending on the state. And then after I do that, I get into setting the table just like I would in an in-home. 20 different companies, 2 minutes of health questions, 2 minutes of financial questions. We will have to get an application submitted today. I will be asking for some of your personal information, such as your name, your address, any previous addresses, your social, who you want your money leaving to, your bank information, so we could set it up. That way, when you get qualified and you get your accurate number, you have the peace of mind you deserve and you're looking for. And it'll take about 15 minutes. Does that sound fair, Miss Mary? So that whole process, it's not the same way every time, but that whole process takes about 5 minutes to kind of get all that fact finding, give them my personal info, and then set the table for what we're going to be doing over the next 15 minutes. It's about a 5-minute conversation.
That's awesome. So it's well polished because you've spent years in the field learning the right word tracks and sitting in front of families to get through that, to get to the point where you're finding verbal success from dealing with people. And now you're just applying that same skill set you've developed. And that's the big key underlying message we have for all agents. Because FFL, I mean, our agency alone, 43 new writing agents this week alone, not only in the company is going to, I mean, probably between 400 and 1,000 new writing agents a week. So we've got a lot of new people, and our bigger picture with this, and with Alex coming on here and just laying out the playbook, is to teach you at the next level, right? It's like life insurance sales 307, right? We're preparing you for what you can do and cut your teeth as fast as possible. So, okay. So what are some things that you do at to close? I mean, we've got some good open, we got the middle, the meat and potatoes. How do you solidify? Anything special you do? I mean, you're big on email marketing and text. I don't know, and maybe you're not doing anything yet, but what are some things maybe you do to sort of solidify the sale with the client towards the end or after you're already up?
Yeah.
Anything you do specific, Alex?
Absolutely. So something I do with all my clients, whether it's face-to-face or telesales, is I use a program. It's called Mailbox Power. And basically you could enter in your person's information into that, but it's something that sends them stuff in the mail. So every single time I get a client, I usually like to send them brownies and a thank you card.
Nice.
That kind of helps my retention a little bit.
What does that
and
cost?
It costs me like,
yeah,
it's like $6 to $10 per person.
Easy.
So yeah, I let them know that they're going to get their policy and a gift in the mail in about 1 to 2 weeks. So I kind of like leave that little cliffhanger when I'm finishing everything up. You're going to get a policy and maybe a gift in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So keep an eye on your mailbox for that. And then they're like, oh, okay.
What do you say in the card? Like, just give us the blueprint, because that's brilliant. I don't know why more people don't do that.
Yeah. So, basically just thank them again, thank you again for trusting me with your life insurance services. I know it's not an easy discussion. I'm so glad we were able to take care of. The biggest compliment that you can give me is a referral to protect your family and friends as well. So their families are set up during the worst week of their life. When you get this card, give me a call, let me know you got it. And then my name and phone number again at the bottom. And, I'd say maybe only 1 in 10 ever actually do reach out to me, but the ones that do, they say, oh, the brownie was delicious, thank you so much. And little things like that. And that's when I got them. I'm trying to get the referrals right then and there, and that's something I could probably spend a little bit more time on. But even if it just gets, again, 10%, if I can get 1 out of my 10 sales to get some referrals, just increases your profitability that much more.
I love it. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning as we finish here. What is your on-off switch with live transfers? What is your schedule? How do you apply when you get them, when you don't get them? How do you do it?
Absolutely. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So my schedule moving forward, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm going to be in the office. I'm focused on helping new agents as an agency manager, whether it's through interviews, lead strategy calls, role playing, etc. But the whole time I'm also going to have my live transfers on. So my goal over the 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is 15 live transfers. And if I can get 4 to 7 sales out of that 15 over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's a good 3 days. And in between my calls, I'm able to work on building my agency, which is really exciting. And then Thursday, dial day, on live dials, booking for face-to-face appointments over Friday, Saturday. Sunday is a day to recoup a little bit. And then we have our agency call Sunday night and start it all over again on Monday. So hybrid model, half telesales, half face-to-face. Got to make sure you stay sharp in both areas.
That's really, really good schedule, because I mean, it depends what your financial goals are. Some people might go, well, you got 15 sales, you close. If you prove to yourself you could sell, right? If you're in your fifth lead order and you haven't made a sale yet, there's something that the synapses and dendrites aren't connecting on how to help humans. Okay, so maybe this ain't the best business for you. But you come all the way around and you're like, dude, you're doing live transfers right while you're at the office, and then you go in the home on Friday and Saturday, which are the 2 best days to sell in person because people are home, they got paid on Friday, and they're happy because they're not at work anymore. Great moods with family, and all they can think about is, hey, I got this guy here. How do I get him out of my house in 44 minutes? Okay, he's got this coverage. I love my kids. Let's sign here, push hard 3 copies. Alex, it's brilliant, dude. It's brilliant. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to watch.
I'm excited moving forward to continue to enhance this, and I'm sure over time there will be a lot of other trainings as well and updates on stuff like this.
Yeah.
But for anyone that is watching this replay, if they've ever worked in the telesales space, like, let's compare numbers side by side. It's an absolute guarantee with our comp levels, with our lead resources, with trainings just like this, that they're guaranteed to make more money working in the FFL model virtually than they are at their current place. And I would love to have conversations with people like that because it's an absolute no-brainer that this is the best business ever.
I like it. We're going to snip that and put it on Instagram. Alex,
I did that on purpose. Yeah.
You're a champion, brother. I appreciate you. I'm so happy to work with you. Drop an AS or an A or an S, or just slam your hand on your phone and give him some love in the comments below, because Alex just crushed it. Tremendous training today, and all around, it's so exciting to be at some place that's constantly innovating and doing everything they can to put agents, the ones in the field working, not agency managers sitting up in their high tower, collecting paychecks, smoking cigars, telling people what to do. It's people out there in the field, just like all of us, going out there protecting families, whether it's in home or on the phone or on Zoom now, and becoming the best possible opportunity to, if you're going to be in insurance and you're not at FFL, you're doing yourself and your family a disservice. And if you are at FFL, you know how special this place is. So Alex, thank you. Any final words to send us off with our day?
Have a long-term mindset. You know, this is a new skill for a lot of people. And if your first batch of 10 doesn't work out, that's okay. Just keep plugging in, keep getting better, keep listening to positive material, reach out to managers for help. And it may not happen overnight, but if you stick with it 90 days from now, this business will change your life.
I love it, brother. Appreciate you. So proud to work with you each and every day, and excited to see what you're building here long term. So with that, everyone have a tremendous day. Alex, thank you again, and we'll all talk to you very soon. Bye for now.